त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Sahanavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Oh, Shant, Shant, Shanti. Oh, Asato Ma Satgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma. Om Shant, Shant. Good morning. How are you all learning English? Very happy? Do you get the joy of learning? The learning process itself should give you some joy. Most of the times, process actually we don't find it interesting. We want only the product, the final outcome. Result brings us some joy, but not the process. Enjoy the process. The result will come anyway. Otherwise, you have to compel the mind, force the mind. That creates friction. Whatever we do, if you enjoy, it doesn't become work at all. Otherwise, it will become burdensome. It will become a kind of drudgery. I see a good number of people preparing for competitive examination. They don't enjoy the process. The preparation, it doesn't give them any joy. Will I get the job or not? Will I get it or not? Always the mind is focused on the outcome, the result. So in the process, because you have only one mind, as you are focused so much on the final outcome or the result, you won't be able to focus on the process, the method, the means, the way. Automatically, you lose focus here. So your chances of getting the final result are up. Automatically are less because you are not focused on the means as such. That's why Swamiji says beautifully, perfect the means, the end will take care of itself. Perfect the means, the end will take care of itself. So you have to be focused only on the means, on the path, on the method. So this is a secret of work. Whatever you do, learn to do with love. That's very important. So now please see page number 73. Something about unselfishness. So we don't like. These are all bitter truths. Truth is always bitter, they say, no? Unselfishness is more paying, only people have not the patience to practice it. It is more paying from the point of view of health also. Love, truth, and unselfishness are not merely moral figures of speech, but they form our highest ideal because in them lies such a manifestation of power. Why we should practice why we should practice love, truth, and unselfishness, Swami is saying. They're not merely moral figures of speech. Once you cultivate them, once you practice them, bring them into your life, you'll be able to manifest so much of power. Every one of us wants power, right? We want strength, we want power, we want glory. These things will come when you practice these things, when you have love in your heart, when you are truthful, when you are honest. When you add these values to your personality, they will make you over a period of time a strong individual. They will help you manifest greater strength and greater power. Everybody has this longing for power and strength, but we don't know the secret. From where will I get more power? Where will I get more strength? These are the virtues that you need to cultivate. Swami is saying that's why they are not merely moral figures of speech. There is power in them. Only thing is you have to practice it. You may listen, but if you don't practice it, you will not be able to manifest the power. Unselfishness is more paying. Only people have not the patience to practice it, even from the health point of view, also. If you want to keep good physical and mental health, it's very important that you become little unselfish. We may not become Buddha, we may not become unselfish like Vivekananda. That degree of unselfishness, I think, may not be possible for us. We don't have that much of strength. Again, it is a question of strength only. You know, one day Vivekananda, he was weeping in his room, night time. There was another Swamiji by his side. He got up because he heard the cries of a person, and then he came out and he knocked the Swamiji's door. Then Swamiji opened it. Then that Swamiji, who actually came to see Vivekananda, said, "What happened, brother? Why are you weeping?" So Vivekananda, a lion-like man, who has given so much of knowledge to the world, is weeping like a small child, that too in the dead of the night. Then he had asked, "Why are you weeping? Are you not well?" Then Swamiji said, I am praying to Gurudev, that means Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He felt helpless seeing the misery, quantum of misery in the world. Because he had traveled across the world. There's so much of suffering he could see in the world. But he felt helpless at one point of time. These many people are suffering. My capacity to help them is very limited. That limitedness of his power, that his helplessness made him feel so sad that then actually he was praying to his Gurudev, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, please help me, please help them, please remove their ignorance, please remove their poverty. So you just see, like a small child, he was weeping. A man of that strength, a man of leonine strength, who had given so much of knowledge to the world, still yet at one point of time, seeing the quantum of suffering in the world, misery. So that's how actually all great people are. Their hearts are very, very tender, very soft. Okay, seeing the suffering of the fellow human beings, they really weep. They feel very sad. They will do their best actually to alleviate the suffering of the fellow human being. That's why we consider them as Mahatmas, great people. So we may not become that degree of Mahatmas, but at least if you pray for others, many people ask me, Swamiji, what can I do for the society? I myself actually an unemployed youth actually. I'm dependent on my parents. What help I can do to the society? You're asking me to be unselfish. See, help doesn't necessarily mean in terms of physical things, right? You don't have to distribute food, you don't have to distribute clothes. Okay, material things you don't have to distribute. If you're really concerned about the welfare of others, really feel for others suffering, you just say a prayer. How much we can help as human beings, we are too small, right? మన కెపాసిటీ ఎంత అండి ఇతరులకు సాయం చేయడానికి ఎంత సాయం చేయగలం మనం ఓకే బట్ యూ క్యాన్ ప్రే టు ద డివైన్ యూ కెన్ ఇన్వోక్ ద బ్లెస్సింగ్స్ ఆఫ్ ద లార్డ్ అపాన్ ఆల్. So this kind of unselfishness will expand your consciousness. Swamiji says expansion is life, contraction is death. Because of such expansion, you will get more power and more strength because of this unselfishness. That's why Swamiji is saying, even to keep good physical and mental health, it is imperative and it's important that you become little unselfish. How to practice that? Every day you pray, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Let all the people in the world be happy. See, we go to temple, we go to church, we go to masjid, and we pray for ourselves. Okay, we pray for our immediate family members. I pray for ourselves only. But can we pray for the entire mankind? That is an unselfish act of the highest order. That's an unselfish act of the highest order. You try to put this into practice, how difficult you will understand. How narrow we are, how selfish we are. We understand only when you make an attempt to pray like that. Just every day make it a habit to pray for the entire mankind. That is the greatest help that you have done to yourself and to the society around. Because it's only God who can help. Swamiji clearly says you cannot help anybody in the world, you can only help yourself. When you say that I help the world, it's blasphemy. What you are saying that I help God, you are saying. Okay? It's insult to God because World is created by God. We have not created it. To say that I will help the world is to say that I help God. It's a kind of blasphemy. Don't say that you help the world. You can never help the world, but you can only help yourself. How? By helping others, by working for others, by bringing joy into the lives of others, you help yourself truly. Most people, they don't know the secret of life. That's the reason they're trying to make themselves happy through money, through wealth, through name and fame, through power of position of power. They're struggling and struggling, but the required happiness, the required joy is not coming to them. It will not come unless you become unselfish, unless you try to bring joy into the lives of others. You will never be able to make yourself truly happy. So it's very important that we learn this principle and try to expand our consciousness as much as we can. It is there in every culture, every religion, every philosophy, every spiritual tradition insists on this practice of unselfishness. In Islam, they are asked to practice jakat, in Ramjan month. Okay, you have to practice some charity compulsorily. Compulsorily. Because why? It purifies you. Your earnings become purified, purifies you. You will come closer to the Lord. Today, actually, just the other day, I saw in Punjab, an IAS officer's son committed suicide, 27-year-old young man. Why? Because his father was, I think arrested by Vigilance Department or ACB because there was, a lot of gold in his house. So this is how, why you need it. Today people are in competition with each other and making more money. So I'm in competition with the doctors, I'm in competition, fellow doctors and engineers, and doctor fellow engineers and civil servants, I'm in competition, fellow civil servants, how much I can, he has earned or she has earned so much, I too should earn like that. You should be in competition with each other and sacrifice, not in aggrandizing and amassing wealth, not accumulation of things. This is a kind of greed we all succumb to, unfortunately, because society is like that. People around you are like that. So that disease comes to us also, right? So not necessary. Be happy with what little you have and pray for the entire mankind, and that will actually help you to really make yourself feel happy. And also, tremendous power and strength actually will be added onto you. Thank you. A nice day.